let's get going on this. All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening to another episode of Garage Night with Craig and Corey Bentley, bringing on guests as well. We got brothers. We got two brothers in the house right now, with two other brothers in the house right now. I should have brought my brother on, but he's not. He's not here. We've got Seth Loop and Kai Loop.
Hey guys,
what's up? Yeah,
what's up? I'm not gonna try to make it Craig worthy.
Yeah, no, we kind of
skipped over me.
Yeah, no, I kind of wanted to after the last couple, but you know what we'll do is Garage Night. We sit together, we talk, we have some beers, we talk about life, we tell stories about the week or whatever, and just random things. Brought to you by Cole Street Brewery as well as Mazatlan and Bordeaux Wine Bar. We've got Craig Bentley on the mic.
What's the word, hummingbird?
There you go.
They continually get. Did you write that one down too?
I did.
He
I
did.
thought I'd forget it.
He actually, I think it's in his palm. He looked at it like it was an answer to a test. And we got his brother Corey Bentley on the mic.
I'm still here for some reason.
And I like how right now Seth is lacing him up. He's
ready.
tying his shoes, ready to roll.
Yeah.
I like
Always
it.
be prepared.
Are those Holdbrook Oakleys you got on right now?
I don't know.
See, I bought some. Those are cool. I bought some just like that. I actually spent money on mine. Yeah. Anyways, so I got people texting me. I am recording, and I got my wife calling me. So anyway, let's do a little quick catch up from last week for the listeners on what we talked about on the previous Garage Night. And then we're going to get into Chef Kai and then Seth and all that. But first, few people were like, hey, we could make money at this full boner cast where we can talk about
I almost listened to last week's episode, but I was like, I hate breaking it up, and my commute's not long enough to listen to the whole thing.
Right.
And then I try to catch like the first half at work, and then the rest of it on my way home, and it just didn't work out.
And you feel good about it now.
I haven't heard it yet.
So with this, I'll just give you the quick.
But full boner cast sounds awesome.
I'll give you the quick skinny.
You might be his first hire, so you might want to listen.
Yeah.
I'll give you the quick skinny on this. Men are lonely. Women are lonely. And right now we've got the virtual reality, and we've got the point of view and all this adult industry type things that you can see. But here, my idea is it's all in the ears, right? Your imagination's the best thing. You realize that when you're a teenager was that, wow, imagination, I can imagine it. And so, but the thing that it's missing is personalization. It's not personalized. So what we do is like someone will say, hey, I want to purchase a 10-minute audio format. Email it to me, $50. My name's Steve. And then I get someone to go, hi, Steve, I'm rubbing your back right now, buddy. And it's a full 10 minutes, and the person's narrating what they're going to do and how they're doing these things.
It's like phone sex, but without the other person on the other end of the line.
Exactly, but with phone sex, and we all called it at the middle school at some point. We pretended we knew what the credit card number was, and we tried to get... You would call them 1-800-BIG-BOOBS or something like that. You would think 1-900, and you'd think like, okay, what's 7 letters? If I put them together, what could I make that would possibly get me to a sex line? And you would put it together like big boobs or like I don't know, vaginas, all right, with a Z. And so you'd think about it, and you'd put it, and hi for $3.99. What?
The wheels are turning.
They're turning. I thought it says like move along.
No. I'm like
100 titties.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there you go. Yeah, there you go. And so, anyway, the thing though is that they don't give you a recorded audio of it afterwards. You got to remember it later. You're like, okay, she said this to me. But here, you can just replay it over and over. You own it, right?
You get it forever.
You have it forever. And it's not embarrassing. If you die and your kids go through, like they're going through your chest of things, your books, your magazines. What is this? What does Grandpa have? they're not going to go through your emails and find your audio waveforms and listen to the audio waveforms. You can hide those things. It's easier to hide from your spouse or girlfriend as well.
It's like a very simplified incognito mode.
Yes,
Yeah,
super.
incognito when you go in.
And here you're on your phone, like your wife walks up behind you and she's like, "Hey, what are you watching?" Oh, turn it off. Here you're like mowing the lawn, listen to it. I mean, you got a full boner as you're mowing the lawn. But they won't know you're jogging, you're working out. I mean, this is a huge thing. I think this is. I'm tapping into something. You watch. FBI's listening all the time. This is going to be a new thing.
That's who's going to take your idea.
And you know what we're going to call it? Because I didn't know what between the sheets meant when Garrett said it. We're going to call it between the sheets.
There you go. Yes.
Hoodies came out this week. We got hoodies. Everyone, here.
Well, I don't have a hoodie.
You're gonna get one.
Am I?
Yeah, you're Patreon. Patrons get them. Yeah. $40 for if you're not a Patreon. $35 if you are a Patreon. And so that's. I mean, if you are wanting to join, anybody that's already been a Patreon before this, you get one. And so I think Jared just handed Seth his.
Got it. That's not
Jared here?
That would be Jared Bentley over there.
Yeah. Whoa. Man, how many times have I showed up for this thing? I don't even get name recognition.
But anyway,
Are these Fruit of the Loom?
But
they're-
no, those actually had Ira Potter come out and
good.
say,
They're
I was
jerseys,
like,
probably,
these are
yeah.
good. He goes, my construction people use the Gildians or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's
no,
great.
These are good. These are nice.
They had who was the other? Oh, Josh Waxman bought 2 of them, 2 pink XLs. So I'm all sold out of XLs at this point. Josh wiped me out.
Do you have any 6XLs?
I don't.
Okay.
Who's the
5XL?
5XL?
I'm a 4XL to your 5.
Yeah.
Come on, saying it. Send me your swag. Swag.
See, into the mic though.
Yeah, I'm a 4XLT, 5XL. I'm fine with that. I'm a big man. Just makes me sexier, more to me in love.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm
Yes.
fine. Send me your swag.
Yeah, send the swag. That's Chef Kai, who we're going to be talking to shortly, and he's got a YouTube channel. We're going to go through all that. I'm excited for all this.
Cool, man.
We're also going to talk about. We're talking about football. What was the thing I said? Hey, we're going to talk about it coming up, or was that the Garrett thing? I was going to.
Garrett about poker?
That was it. Okay. I was thinking Bentley Casino. If we were to maybe do a Cole Street thing, or if I don't know if it's legal or not, but it'd be nice to do a big, huge full body cast Bentley Casino poker tournament like once a year.
I don't know why we couldn't.
Let's do
I
it.
think you can get away with that.
I think we could do it.
I know a premium event caterer.
Oh yeah, there we go. Do you have the teak enchiladas on the menu though?
Yeah.
I get that recipe.
Oh, okay. I know. I can't wait. We're going to muzzle it after this, and I want you to rip it apart. Do you know Andy really well?
I know Andy pretty well.
So it'd be so good. You're just like, ooh. I want you to just Chef Ramsay Gordon him to death.
Yeah.
You know what make this
you know what,
better?
you guys should tape that and then just link it to the podcast. Just like me stand, just spitting something on the plate or something, and just like freak Andy out. It'd be awesome.
Andy's a good guy. Yeah, but I like
He's a
that.
good dude.
Let's do it. Let's scare him. I had some other things I was going to talk about, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, if you want to, I was thinking about, I pitched this to my wife last night too about that full boner cast thing, and she, because she hadn't heard it yet, and I was like, we've got some females that can rock the mic, I think, and I said, because she's thinking about selling feet, and I was
Pictures of feet?
pictures of feet. Because it's a weird thing. And I wouldn't.
I was just wondering if these are specifications.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that cheating if she's just selling feet. And she's like, the joke is that she's gonna do it. And I'm like, yeah, you'd probably do it. She's like, I have to do it after a pedicure. I'm like, no. What you got to do is for a while, just no pedicure, just $10 a pick, and then get it out there, see if people, and then get the pedicure. Boom, charge $30 a pick.
You guys could start something huge like Only Feet.
Only
Instead of
feet.
Instead of OnlyFans, just Only Feet.
What about only hands? And it's
You don't
pictures
want
of
these
hands.
Too many cuts and burns. I mean, they're exciting as hell. But
There's a hand for everybody.
Oh, so shout out to all these people that are listening and commenting. Desi B was one of them. Was asking about how she could be a part of this. Oh, she said, "Do we have any takers for the midnight special? I've been warming up my voice." She just sent me that text. So, midnight special, full boner cast, between the sheets. We'll do it. We'll figure it out.
Dude, you are never going to be able to work. You are going to be in this room.
That's what he's trying.
Yeah, that is what he's
18 hours a day, every day. Your
This is
wife
what-
and kids are going to hate
Dude.
you.
You can totally spin that off and have. Okay, I'm coming from a food perspective.
Okay.
Just chicks talking about cooking something
Oh, in a sexy
in
voice.
a sexy voice, like, "Now I'm gonna scramble
yeah.
these eggs.
We're gonna peel that banana right back.
One pinch of pepper.
Just the tip.
Just use the tip of the whisk.
Just the tip of the
I like
whisk.
to start slow.
It's spin and stir.
Yeah, I know this could get way off.
Yeah.
Way off.
Oh, there's batter all over the place.
And I spilled that olive oil all over myself.
Yeah, no. I like this.
rubbing it in.
I'm gonna sign up. I'm down for this.
Full boner cast,
Full boner
food edition. I like it.
Yes.
It's customized to whatever you need.
We just got so many different moving parts.
The only
Okay,
thing you
my
don't
name-
want.
Hey, Craig,
is
let's
like-
talk about football.
The only thing you don't want is like the oh no, now there's a bun in the oven. You're like,
Oh yeah.
got you.
You end it with that every time, just ruins it for him. No, I think that's good. My name's Steve. I want you to make a bunt cake for me, and I want it to be a female's voice. And then just go from there.
Yeah.
Throughout these episodes, for the future episodes, we're going to be coming up with more and more ideas on how we can just really, like, this could be the biggest fetish, audio fetish out there. And let me ask you this, Seth. When you told Kai to come on, by the way, I don't know. Do you want me to call you Chef Kai? Is this like a doctor thing where you went to school, you became a doctor?
Listen, I'll tell you what. Like my whole life, people have called me Kyle, Ty, Guy. They never get Kai right. It's just two letters, KY, right?
Like the jelly.
Like the jelly.
Oh,
So,
dude, you know what?
That was my college. That was my college, like mic drop. Right
Dude,
there.
if you become just super famous, you only come out with one line, like how they have whose salad dressing is it? It's who is the actor? Newman's dressing, KY's jelly, and it's just KY.
A whole line. Yeah.
A whole line of product. Yeah.
It does itself.
all the marketing's done. Edible, non-edible.
You don't know what one you're putting on the toe. You're like, I don't know what it is.
I know what's going on. It's getting freaky tonight. I mixed them.
All right. So anyway, so that was okay. So now, is it Chef Kai? Or
I go by Chef Kai. That's my brand. Everybody knew me as Chef Kai or called me Chef Kai. So when I launched my business, that's how I dropped it. And everybody, unless they're like this chucklehead I grew up with, who calls me bro, or my wife who calls me hey, that's my pet name. Hey, I don't answer to anything else when she's talking.
KY jelly.
Hey. I don't know if that'll fly. I mean, it is her pet name.
You know what though? That would be good. Hey, why jelly?
Why jelly?
Yeah, you're like,
I can
this
show
is
you.
really
Let
good.
me show you.
Is your name Steve?
Do you like bunt cake?
Not COVID. Just
No, it's
horrible cough all the time.
Yes,
It's all right.
every listener hears
Every
that.
listener knows that it's the wheeze laugh, and it's like this guy's going to die during this joke.
It's your radio voice. I get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so talk about why Kai's here.
Yes.
Because I didn't say you should get my brother on.
Okay, so the funny thing is that Craig has been repping him, saying, dude, we need to get Seth's brother on. Seth sucks. We should get Seth's brother on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down somewhere also.
No, but did you really write it at work? No, I thought you.
That would be funny.
I thought you did it like the bathroom stall.
Just
it was like
posted it.
Seth sucks.
Oh, he's gonna start coming in. His desk is gonna be covered in Chef Kai stuff.
He's so much better than you.
So it was Craig's idea. Craig, why? You tell me why.
Well, I just thought it'd be good. I mean, Corey talked to him at Safeway. I
Yeah.
heard afterward.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been trying to figure out something with downtown and the way you do things downtown.
Yep.
quite a bit to try to figure out something. So we figured it'd be a good idea to do something like this and maybe even try to do a live here coming up.
Yeah.
Get some people in asking you questions live
Oh,
and
dude,
doing something like that.
I'm totally down for that.
So
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting. So many, see the secret recipe, secret ingredient stuff. People, oh, it's got to be a secret ingredient. No. I mean, like for me, I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I'll probably Mario Batali that stuff and just over talk it, and like way over explain it to the point where you don't even want to hear me talking anymore. But I think that that me sharing it, if they take that and the little twist I gave them, and they try the recipe out and it works, whatever it is they're doing, and then from that point on, they make it their own, and it's now grandma's recipe. And way down the line, they're like, "Oh, I make this just like grandma did." Yeah, and she got this special secret tip from this chef way back. Like I'm passing that on generationally, whether I know it or not, whether it's my kids, somebody else's. So
And I found this weird audio waveform that was in this. It's like he was giving the recipe very seductively to great
That's,
in an
that's another
accent.
one.
to gamma
I could do it in accent for women.
Italian. Whatever you're making,
Yeah.
are you good with accents?
Yeah.
I'm horrible with accents.
Yeah, I got all of it.
Can you? Okay, can you
Do Irish. Do
on the
Irish.
spot?
No, Scottish is best.
Scottish
I mean,
is
Let's
best.
do it.
Okay, well, so it's to roll into it. Okay.
Okay,
so
do
here we
this.
go.
Say this. Okay. Well, you got to roll into it. You have to say a word, and then it helps.
So
you.
here's how I do it. I try to explain how the accents are different because it's all speaking English with an accent,
Let's do it. Okay.
right? And I try and explain how they're all different, like Irish and Scottish and British and stuff like that. As I do that, it kind of gets my brain rolling into it. It's a
Okay.
weird deal. So,
Let's do it. And got to get into that mic.
all right. So if you're a Scotsman, everything's kind of downtrodden like Scotland, and you're bitter about it, and you don't give a fuck what anybody says, right?
Wow.
And then, if you're Irish, it's a little more optimistic and a little bit more high-pitched of a timbre. Like, anything could happen on a Tuesday. We're at the pub, And then if you're British, there's proper British, where everything is croppy and short and precise, right? And you really enunciate when you speak with the British accent. And then there's Australian, which is like kind of Scottish, but also kind of British, but you're Southern, right? So Australian just kind of, they don't even put the A on Australia. You have to sound half drunk most of the time to speak with an Australian accent. And then, let's see what else we got here. I got Brooklyn, because it's like a Scottish accent on the East Coast, right? So everything is deeper, you're kind of downtrodden, but again, like the Scots, you don't give a fuck.
Wow.
And then there's Jersey, which is up in the top of your What are you laughing at, huh? You got to sound like you got to kind of channel your inner Joe Pesci.
That's a Joe
right?
Pesci for
yeah,
sure.
Forget about it, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Kidding?
And then there's you got to pack the kind of Harvard Yard Boston guys. Those fucking guys, right? With the Philly cheesesteaks and shit, right? Boston guys. They eat like the whole freaking pizza, not just a slice, right?
That's good.
So yeah, there's a few.
Can you do a Southern one?
Man, I grew up with Southern. There's several different kinds of Southern. There's like Cajun Southern. Texas Southern. You know what I mean? There's I don't know, Louisiana Southern.
All right.
That's
You
so
guys
much
listen.
better.
We're
than
adding
Craig
this.
trying to do a Boston accent.
We're adding this to, and by the way, we're not going to call it Between the Sheets. We're going to call it.
You like apples?
We're going to call it Garrett Duvall's Between the Sheets. He's going to be a part of this and not know why. But you now have to say your name, what food you want, and in what accent you want it.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
and then we're just charging. By the way, we're going to call it Lingual.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lingual. I'm impressed. Now, did you just sit in like traffic practicing
No,
that, or
I have no idea
where it came from?
The only thing that I can reach back in through all the hops and bong resin and find is the only thing I can find is my folks had some British soldiers that were training in our hometown above Greenwater, right? There were some British soldiers, and they kind of like invited them over for the night, right? All these different. It was weird, right? Listen, it was British.
We were like a host family. We were like a host family for these foreign soldiers that were coming to this.
They
part
had
of the
like
world.
foreign exchange student
Kind of,
soldiers
yeah.
thing
soldiers.
going?
They were like special forces guys training in the wintertime. right? And so we had them two or three of them over for dinner. We were like a host family. Other people in town were hosting them.
Listen, I'm like 8 at
Right?
this point. He's like 12.
And they came over, and Mom made her venison scallopini. It was a kick-ass dinner. You know,
man,
they're
sounds
sitting around
good.
drinking
I'm so
wine,
hungry right
and
now.
having a good time, and getting a little bit lit, and having a great time. And I'm sitting there listening to these guys, trying to figure out why do they talk different. And then I started like speaking like them, kind of mimicking them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's not too bad, right? I can do that.
You're just insulting them from across the living room.
Right. So I was like, no, that's good. I like that. I'm going to try with another one. That's the next one I hear. And
Just rolled with it.
Yeah, just rolling with it.
Are you a movie guy too? You watch a few movies?
I used to watch a lot more than I do now.
Yeah.
Way too many children. And my wife and I never agree on what we want to watch.
Yeah, no, that's true. In fact, and Netflix, it kind of like does it for you a little bit. I don't know if you're a Netflix guy or a Hulu guy.
I do. When I do watch something, it's gonna be usually something like Meat Eater, Steve Rinello's show. It's gonna be something like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I love the apocalypse idea.
You're living it.
Yeah.
You're living in it right now.
Here we
I love
are.
it so much. I'm living it.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what got you interested in cooking and being a chef? Was it you sound like you come from, like, was your mom a good cook?
Mom's a great cook.
Okay.
Mom's a great cook. Our grandma, a great cook. Grandma had a restaurant here locally up in Greenwater, the Cedars restaurant, years and years ago. Her and Grandpa had it. Famous for...
British soldiers showing up.
no, famous for chicken and spaghetti dinners. Like you're talking the late 60s, early 70s. Get a spaghetti dinner and a side of fried chicken and a trip to the salad bar kind of thing. And
Nice.
But she made her own chicken fried steak, like once a week on the slow day. She would wrangle everybody into the kitchen and they'd be pounding cube steak, battering it and stacking it and freezing it so she had it for later. And Grandma's a great cook. Mom's a great cook. It's something that, I don't know, I can't really pinpoint when I knew I wanted to be a chef. I just knew that it was something that I could speak and communicate in those terms. And I enjoyed it. Like I could put something into it and I could take care of the people around me with food, like somebody's miserable. Just make them a freaking grilled cheese sandwich. You know what I mean? Make an instant tomato soup. That was my grandma's thing. Like,
So good.
roll over to grandma's house, having a rough day. You're like middle school or early on in high school. And
She was she was a Donovan McNabb chunky soup commercial.
kind of. Yeah. Hey, hi, baby. What's going on?
Except for way better than that.
Way better than that.
Yeah. Not shitty like Chunky Campbell.
It wasn't
No,
out of
no.
a can.
Yeah.
No, she how you doing, baby? Oh, this and that. You seem troubled. What's going on? And as soon as you started talking, she just like busts out a can of Campbell's, had a pinch of this, a little of that, start buttering bread. And by the time you like told her all your woes and you slurped your soup and eaten your grilled cheese sandwich, you like totally felt better. And she didn't like offer you advice or nothing. She just listened. Yep. Oh, well, that's just wrong.
So she was your life coach psychiatrist that would just ask the questions, draw it out of you, get you to talk,
man. She like,
and then cook at the same time.
cook it. And I think for me, that being such a comfort, that was it. I mean, first time I ever cooked for my family, I made like venison, kielbasa, and sauerkraut and fried potatoes.
The first time?
Yeah. I mean, our dad was a prolific hunter. And
Wow.
and so my mom had set stuff out, and I was like, I'm going to cook dinner. And she was like, okay, don't burn yourself. And yeah.
Cooking
we had
is
a Wedgwood stove and fired
it's
it
so
up.
intimidating. Like last year when we hit the pandemic, I was like, all right, we're having Thanksgiving in May because I want to learn how to cook a turkey.
Cool.
And I know that's probably one of the easiest things for somebody that's probably a cook. No. But for me, it was like, okay, I got to chop up this, the carrots and the celery, and everyone's got their own way of doing it, right? And so that was so much fun to do it that way and have it turn out decent. But then I'm like, okay, now I'm not as intimidated. What do I really want to make well? Well, I want to make a prime rib really well, and then you start getting into that and you cook a few. Right. I did one where they said, crank the oven up to 500 degrees.
I
put
know
it in for 15
say.
minutes, turn it off. Don't open the door, and in 2.5 hours it'll be perfect.
Right? How'd it turn out?
terrible.
Uh-huh.
It was absolutely. It wasn't. It was barely even cooked.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it had the nice little crisp on the outside. The outside was pretty. Everything else just completely dark red. And oh my gosh. So okay, you're showing me. Okay. You know, this is why we can only do audio right now.
So what I'm looking at here, and this just chunk of meat, just spinning.
Big meat.
It looks like it's been
So
basted with butter.
Kai would cook when we were kids, right? And you know, times were tough and the ingredients weren't fancy. And I tell you what, like growing up, so I've eaten Kai's food since before anybody else ate Kai's food, right? Like,
Totally.
Like
He's had failures and successes.
Yeah. And but I tell you what, like there's some things that I ate when I was like 14 years old, and I was like, what in the how in the world did you make this out of a can of Spam, a cucumber, and a freaking and a pinch of salt? Like how does that work?
There's noodles too, dude.
Yeah, maybe some noodles. But yeah, he's always been good at it, and then he got formally trained to do it. Like got a college degree.
I was working in restaurants. I started my first dishwashing job at 13, and typically
Where at? Was that your parents?
No. It actually had a name that was really close. It was the Cedar Inn. It wasn't the Cedars restaurant. It was the Cedar Inn. It was in Greenwater. My first chef was Chris Wendroth, whose nickname was Crazy. Everybody called him Crazy. And I went to work there washing dishes, and it typically falls on the dishwasher to be the prep cook too. And so I was, learning knife skills, chopping salad, washing it up in the sink, putting it into, just menial stuff. And I was working on a Wednesday night, and like a busload of nuns pulled up or something. Man, the restaurant filled up, and we never filled up. It was in Greenwater. And the restaurant filled up, and Chris was the only guy on the line, owner-operator. And he's like, hey, Kai, you want to learn something? And I was like, sure.
Get
up here.
13.
And so I went up there, and he's like, here's how you make fettuccine Alfredo in a pan, right? So you put this here, and he explains the process, and he's showing me the ingredients. He said, okay, now add that, this much. I'm like, okay. And so we got it together, and it was almost done. He's like, that one's almost done. Just like, if you can't toss the pan like this, stir it around with one of these spatulas. Got to use this kind. Okay. And he's like, that's how you do it. Now put it on the plate, put the cheese on it. Okay, good. I need 6 more of those. Okay. And so that went on, and the next time he was like, let's do some jambalaya, and I need 6 of those. Okay. And okay, now I need 3 fettuccinis and 2 of these jambalayas, and I need some of this sauce for the chicken parmesan. Here's how you do it. And just kind of, I learned it and realized that just show me, just tell me as you show me, point at everything. I can do this. I can totally, it was just something that naturally I just kind of like, wow, this makes perfect sense. I see why we're doing this. But I didn't go to chef school until I was 19. And I didn't go because, I went because I wanted to know why I was doing all this stuff I've been doing for like 5 or 6 years. Like,
You want to know why
I want to know the
certain
science
things
behind it.
go with certain things.
Yeah, I just like why do we not even touch the sauce for the fettuccine Alfredo until the bubbles are like this big?
So my cousin is a head chef for Adobe. He had been floating around different restaurants, and then now he cooks for Adobe. And so I like hearing his side of it, culinary school and all that. One of our other friends, Joey Hollenbeck, he's got a podcast. If you haven't listened to it, that's fine. I don't blame you.
No, I know Joe.
Kai knows Joey.
So Joey's he likes the whole thing too. He says he thinks about food as soon as he wakes up, what he's going to make for dinner. Like he's always his mind is always going. And so maybe we should do a cook-off with you guys. I think
Me and Joe.
Oh.
Well, no, my cousin, you and Joey.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
and then we'll just declare you the winner right now.
Yeah.
My cousin's good too. My cousin's
when you said that about Joey just now, like he gets up and he's thinking about it, like he's a big old boy. Like boys like that wake up hungry.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that makes sense.
Right?
I'm a tiny guy, so I don't even think about that much.
Yeah.
No, but like he wakes up, he's like, I can't decide on like 4 or 8 eggs. Maybe I'll just eat a chicken.
Yeah.
So I don't know
You
if
know what I mean?
I don't know if you've listened to the Garage Night before, and if you have, that's awesome. So Corey has, we call him Jared every once in a while, but Corey
Once in a while.
To be specific, yeah.
So Corey, we have to get kind of deep with Corey every episode. We kind of got to pick his mind. He's a deep thinker. He had to be because Craig wasn't. Yeah.
He was the opposite.
Take offense to that.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hello, I've got 5 people in here I'm recording with. I've been ignoring you kind of on purpose, but how can I help you?
Why are you still recording? What's taking you so long?
I said till 6:30.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were at 6:30, but
Yeah.
It's all good.
You don't listen to me. I got Chef Kai here. We're talking about food. I'm starving. I can't wait to eat TK enchiladas.
Ask her if she's got any questions.
Do you have any questions about hey, actually, let me pitch.
I was gonna tell Kane. I was gonna tell you. Kane answered his phone when I called him just, and I goes, "What?" And I said, "Is that how you answer the phone?" I'm sorry, what? And I said, "Apparently, we need to have a respect conversation with you too."
Oh.
And he's like, I was gonna ask if you wanted McDonald's for dinner, but now I don't want to. I'm like, now I don't know if I'm going to. That's fine. Just get Jats on something. I don't want anything.
Wow, this guy, I mean, he sounds 13 years old.
Sounds like he's gonna go jump off a bridge. So we should probably.
That dude needs a job as a
intervene
dishwasher.
somehow.
We'll intervene soon. But not right now. I'm recording.
Yeah, hopefully he's got another hour in him. I mean,
Hey, but he's fine. Listen, by the way, we're pitching this to you right now. What do you think? We're going to we revised the full boner cast Between the Sheets. It's going to be now. Wait, you know how someone will pay us money and we'll narrate something. We will personalize it.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Bye.
Oh, that was the best way to get off the phone with
It
you.
was.
So Kane just texted me, dude, don't tell Jamie I said this. She called. First off, when your son's texting you, dude.
The first time you get a text from your son when it starts with bro.
Oh, dude, don't tell Jamie this. I said this. So I'm not telling Jamie, I'm telling you guys. Jamie may listen to this, but that's not me.
Telling all the Patreon
She called
members.
me and I said, what's up? And she said, do we need a respect conversation too? I just said, what's up? It's nothing but a greeting. What did I do wrong? So, Corey.
At least he's fearful.
I like how we get both sides like back to back.
Let's talk to the only person in the room that doesn't have kids.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, let's do that.
so Corey, right now,
Yes.
what do you want Chef Kai to make you right now?
Well,
You just-
actually, so we met in the store. We talked.
Time
Yeah.
out. Whoa, no. Stop for a moment. We'll talk about this in a second.
Well, this is going to lead into what I wanted to make me.
Okay, all right, sorry, go ahead.
And we had talked.
Yeah.
And so I went and I subscribed to his YouTube channel.
Sweet.
And I watched the filet mignon video.
Right?
And I'm like, I need to eat this right now.
Infatuated.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, how can this happen very quickly? Because that looked delicious.
Thanks, man.
And so I was watching it with Katie, and she was amazed that when you did about how the steaks with the
Like
head.
it's
Yeah.
a really good way to
to
know.
tell it. And she was like, that's amazing. And so she loved the video. And
So have you guys cooked a fillet?
We didn't cook it yet.
All right.
We watched it,
Do it.
All right.
but it looked delicious.
So Chef Kai, right now you got home from school, and he's like, hey, hon, what would you like me to make you? Because you're having.
Oh, if I'm gonna have him make me anything
he's
I want in general, I love meatloaf.
Okay.
So I would
yeah.
love.
So he's
that
he's
meatloaf.
making meatloaf right
Yes.
now, and we're gonna have a deep conversation, a kind of deep conversation with Corey.
All I heard was meatloaf. So
Okay. So, and by the way, I gotta pull my meat and I let it loaf around you.
we can't use your voice for
Yeah,
that.
we can't. That's so weird.
Okay. So
I mean, in a good way.
how do you so Corey, while Chef's while Chef Kai is making something, help Jamie and Kane talk to each other about this. What would you recommend at this point, and how would the conversation go?
You again are asking the one person that doesn't have kids,
Right?
about a
That's
child.
what we want to
who's
laugh
13.
really hard about what you're. No kidding.
At 13, I was having conversations that were serious. So I would just have the conversation with him, whatever she's feeling. Just let him have the conversation like he's a young adult, and don't treat him like a kid. And tell him why you felt that way or why you were disrespected.
So explain it to him is what you're saying.
And that would
Break it down.
That would go a long way.
Break it down. All right. Well, that was our kind of deep conversation with Corey Bentley today.
You know, that's it.
That was-
You don't want anything else?
Well, I mean, okay. So then let's talk about you as a teenager. If you were would you ever say to your dad, "Dude"?
Well, yeah. Unless I wanted the belt that was on the door hanging out.
You're right. Yeah.
Would you ever say "bro" to your mom?
No.
Okay. Ooh, let's ask this.
Craig was more of a smartass to our parents than I
I was, but I wouldn't say that either.
His eyes got real big when he said that. Yeah, like
Greg wanted to make it sure right now that we knew.
What? Because I might have to go over and get my truck, and if he happens to hear it, one time I'm just gonna go in the door.
But he would right now. He's losing some muscle mass. He feels way stronger right now.
So, was everyone disciplined here, and were they spanked as a child? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh man. So I got.
Well, you were Greenwater, so yes.
So
you got the.
listen.
You had to pick out your
like,
own little switch.
I was the golden child.
No shit, that's what he
Like-
called him.
And this is what Kai called me. I was the golden child. I could do no wrong. And the only reason I could do no wrong is because I had seen this asshole do everything wrong
Dude.
and get the absolute shit kicked out of him,
dude.
like on the
Isn't
daily
it much
basis.
nicer that way when you get to see
Oh,
the older
bro,
ones
I'm
and what they
telling you,
do, and then you're
like,
like,
he got it.
I just don't have to do
He
that.
got
Yeah,
it bad.
there was a
So we
couple
had a
times.
woodshed, and if you were going to the woodshed, my dad had
What is this, Little House on the Prairie?
no. So my dad had
Hey, half pint. We gotta go to the woodshed.
The cords of firewood around you kind of like muffled the screams to the neighbors.
So I'm telling you, my dad had a belt,
Hunting belt.
a hunting belt. So a big, thick black leather belt with a brass bead about the size of a marble,
half a marble.
every 4 inches on it, and he would fold that thing in half. And if you
Brand you?
if you pissed him off,
Oh man.
you were getting the belt. And it wasn't a tap. I mean, it was bare ass bend over.
Bare ass all the. Like,
So
Brad
what would-
got it.
Okay.
I never.
wheelbarrow.
Let's just put it this way: I know the belt was used, and it was never used on me.
Oh.
Dude, I got my ass whooped. But the thing is
You
like
made some bad decisions too.
it's real bad.
But
decision.
what was it? To say one, to say all. What was the one that would warrant get to the woodshed and I'm grabbing my hunting belt? What was
like? What's something that off the top of my mind that I did?
you remember you doing that's like you can share?
Okay, so me and my buddies are up playing in the mountain, the hills up above.
Age. Give me the age real
Like,
quick.
I don't know, 10, 11.
Okay, all right.
Right around there. We're up playing in the hills, right? Riding dirt bikes and bicycles and stuff. And you know what a cut bank is on a logging road? Like it's the uphill side.
Is it next
Right.
to the stand and stuff?
Huh?
No, nothing. Okay.
Okay, no. So cut banks, the uphill side of like a logging road.
So we
Where
grew
the-
up in the woods.
in the woods, like
So-
in the mountains.
I grew up in Selleck, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
yeah.
cut banks, right? Old logging properties, right? I mean, clear cutted. I don't know, probably
1930s, 1920s.
Well, the trees weren't big enough yet. So the trees now are huge, but back then they were like 15 feet tall, right?
Gotcha,
So
okay.
it's got to be 20 years old.
Okay.
So riding our bikes and stuff and like, hey, what's that funny shape in the cut bank? Oh, it's like a little creosote logs stacked up with a weird iron door that's all bent. Hey, let's pry that door open. Hey, what's this weird looking box that says Dynomite on it? Okay. Oh, wow, these are cool.
No.
Right? And like pull one out and wow, that stuff is sticky. Yeah, man. What is it? Like now I'm like, that's nitroglycerin. But Buddy takes his pocket knife, kind of scrapes it across it, like gets some on there and like flicks it and it sparks. Huh. Well, that's incredibly unstable dynamite. We didn't know that. So we, grab a couple sticks, throw it in our back pocket, hop on the motorcycles and drive up to this rock pit above Slippy Creek and somebody's just going to chuck it, right?
Oh.
Kind of a downslope, and so haul off, chuck it, the whole stick goes off, kaboom, rocks town. We freak out, jump on the bikes, get home, nothing ever happened.
With more in your back pocket?
No, man.
Okay.
Pitch
leave
that
it
one
where
like-
it is.
Put it in the water and sneak away, right? On the way. In some ditch, there's a random chunk of dynamite right now. But, like, get into the driveway, nothing happened, wash my hands, like, do my hair. Like, I'm just going to go and split firewood or something really productive that makes me look like I'm and my dad, like, comes sideways into the driveway, eyes bugged out of his head. He's like, where'd you get the dynamite?
My dad was the fire chief in Greenwater.
I don't what?
Everything gets reported to the fire chief because there's no sheriff in Greenwater.
What? And I'm not gonna rat on my friends, right? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Get the belt. You go get that belt right now. But I'm not gonna rat on my friend. We get in the woodshed. He winds up. He's like Indiana Jones when he did that. By the way, there wasn't no like little like it whipped around his head 2 or 3 times. Came down like a helicopter, smacked me across the ass. It was me and this kid and this guy.
Me and Jerry and Justin.
Yeah, me and Jerry.
The British
Justin,
shoulder.
Eric,
I keep saying shoulders. The British soldiers
Knew nothing
are just
about it.
leaned up against the wood, just smoking
They-
a
actually,
cigarette.
it was Russian guys that day. Give him another swat because he might do something big.
That week they were out there.
But yeah, so yeah, and I mean that elicited a whipping. There's a few times, I mean, just school stuff, mostly fighting at school. Start getting in mischief and skipping class when I was way too young to be skipping class. That's another reason I got into the restaurant industry. And so
Drugs.
Yeah.
Viagra?
I mean, that's what we called it back then. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, man. No, I just just bad decisions. I catch a belt. And I mean, he meant well. He was teaching us lessons.
He's dead now, so we can talk about
We
it.
can
talk
talk
about it now.
We can talk
Yeah.
shit. all
He's
the
never
way
going to
now.
hear this. Yeah.
So
He's laughing his ass off. Like, I should have given you another one.
So mine, I got spanked too, and I was the oldest brother. Did you get spanked more than your younger brother than
He didn't
Corey?
get spanked at all.
Yeah, I got spanked all the freaking time.
I got it a couple times, but I knew what not to do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and so then it's like, and there's other times, and I'm sure my oldest kids. I'm on my second marriage. I got senior, junior, 8th grader, and now a 5th grader, or not 5th grader, a kindergartner. And the kindergartner, I've realized I have to have more patience. They're children. They're not like adults, and it's hard when you're 22, 23, trying to raise a kid, and you're having like realistic conversations with them, where it seems like they're catching on. But again, they've been on the earth for like 5 years. You can tell them, hey, go do this, and then they'll kind of go do that. So anyway, but with that said, when you're an older, the oldest kid, you're gonna get kicked. And when I laughed when my mom spanked me, that was the dumbest thing I think I've ever done in my entire life.
You don't laugh and you don't act tough.
So on what you were talking about being, having like the kid that you were talking to like an adult. So Caden,
Yeah.
He's always been big.
Yes.
He's always been, and so people have always people look at him and speak to him like he's way older than he actually is. And for him, when he was in like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, like he was emotionally wrecked because people were having conversations with him like he was freaking in middle school, and he's or a high schooler because he looks like a man.
Right.
So that was a thing that we had to fight through as parents because we were young parents. Kelly and I were young parents. We had to fight through that like crazy. But now he's 19, and this dude doesn't do anything that 19-year-olds do.
Right.
He hangs out with his folks and his grandparents and his uncle. He worked for Uncle
me.
Kai this summer and made a bunch of money. And yeah.
Dude, hard worker. Kudos to my brother and Kelly raising that boy because he and I told him right from the like, okay, big job tonight. We've got a couple hundred people. Here's what we're eating, this and that. It's going to be this kind of setup. All right, Uncle Kai. All right. I said, when we get there, you got to start calling me chef, though. Yes, chef. I'm like, not right now, but like, okay. And I'd tell him like right before we jumped out of the car and started getting set up, like, so you realize like this is easy stuff. Serving the food, like talking to the people, being present there in the moment, that's the easy stuff. The hard part is making me look good at the end of the night when I'm exhausted and you're still kind of fresh. It's like, yep. And after that first conversation, that first big wedding, dude, he nailed it. Like, I wish I had. Yeah. I called him to let him know what my schedule looked like over the holidays. He's like, yeah, I think we're done with school at this point. I could definitely earn some extra money. I'm like, thank you very much, my man.
You're in.
Right? So, great dude. Kudos to Seth and Kelly for raising him up. That's just the way they did, because, yeah, good kid.
Craig, what do you remember getting spanked for?
Anything. I don't know. It's different. I mean,
His mouth.
Did I remember?
You would talk so much shit back to him that he shouldn't have said back to him.
But things were a little bit different too, because I remember being at a store and talking back and getting my ass dragged out of the store, right? Now, I remember. I remember.
Oh man,
I remember.
Way different now.
I mean, it is a little bit different because I had girls. But I remember being at a store, and even if you talk loud, everybody's looking at you now.
Right.
And it's completely different.
Right.
Yeah, now you can be totally obnoxious. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Right. Get their cell phones out and they just record you.
I beat my kids before we went to the store.
Yeah, you make sure they know.
Therefore, when we're at the store,
Dude,
all I had to do was look at them, and they would just stop it.
Yeah.
Dude, I just remember that belt on the door was just a warning. Like, I walked by and I'd see it, and I'd be like, all right, like.
I had one instance where I knew I screwed up, and I knew my old man was going to find out about it. And I was waiting for it. Like, he's going to get home. He's going to get a phone call. He might stop and have a beer and, like, get the word. But I'd done something. I don't even remember what it was. I just knew I was getting my ass beat. And so I was waiting in the kitchen. He rattles in his old Chevy. And I was like, shit. I'm just going to grab the belt now. And he, like, stepped on the back porch. And I just, like, held it out to him. And he was like, what the fuck did you do?
Like, oh, shit. God damn it.
And he's like, I told him. And he's kind of nodding his head. And he's like, Jesus, kid. He just points towards the woodshed. I went in there. He gave me one swat. He's like, I'm letting you off with a warning. And then he just walked in the house. And I was like, okay, well, at least he's realizing that I knew I'd done wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, he was going to know it. So,
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
I got pulled over. I didn't get pulled over. I saw a cop hit me with his laser, and then I, like, pulled over thinking he'd be like, oh, because he was getting on his motorcycle to pull me over. And I'm like,
Oh, I thought you were talking about space cops or something.
no, that's space cop.
Sorry.
Anyway, he gave me a ticket. Only ticket I ever gotten. And I thought I would get away with it. So let's do shout out and shit outs. Shout out is you give a shout out to whoever you want. Shit out is if you want to not give a shout out to anyone. If you're interested in that, you don't have to. But my shit out is to that cop, man. I've been pulled over like 15 freaking times. Mostly because my car was a piece of crap and my taillights were out. But when I got pulled over, he like gave you didn't have to get on. You didn't have to risk anything. I pulled over in front of you. Like, he didn't have to get on his bike and try to pull me over. I did all the work for him, thinking I would be able to, be let off with a warning. Nope. Gave me my only ticket. So pissed. So shit out to that guy. Auburn cop. There you go.
Wow. You feel better?
No.
He's been holding on to that for a while.
Yeah. And I'll give a shout out to my parents, for, I think, spanking. Here's the thing about spanking, though. I wonder if the older kids that got spanked a lot are like into that fetish of S&M. Like, they're just like, yeah, give it to me more. I'm used to this. And then like the younger kids probably cower. They're like, oh.
Did your parents have different choices of what they had to spank you with?
What do you mean?
Because
like,
we had
it was like behind
well,
door two?
our dad had a belt and our mom had a wood spoon.
A thick
Thick-ass wood spoon.
My mom still got that wooden spoon. Yeah. No, she's still got it. It's still there.
It was like bare bottom. It was like, you want a bare bottom spanking right now? And that's what I would get. And I would get bare bottom all the time. One time I was 13 and I was being a dingus, just talking during a movie. They rented a movie from whatever. And
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster. And I'm just talking through it.
Good
I'm like,
Friday night is
"Ooh."
what that was.
And my dad was like, Travis, you're going to bed right now. It's like 6:30. Travis, you're going to bed right now. Unless you, and I was like, I was at school all week. I want to stay up. He's like, or we're going to spank you with a shoe. And I'm like, spank me with a shoe. So I bent over and he took I thought it was going to be like a little bit of a pop. he had that thing. He had like 4. His arm was like a whip. Like it broke in like 4 different ways.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
That shit,
and
didn't
then and then the heel of the shoe he had it, and he just cracked me a couple times with that thing. I was like, I wish I chose.
It's like they go to school to practice what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I remember our mom didn't use the spoon as often as we got the belt, and our dad was very good at the belt. And as the first time you act tough, you got a lot more than if you would have just let yourself go.
Right.
Take it.
But our mom was better at the soap. Like if you said
I never
you
got
got
soap.
soap in the mouth.
yeah,
We got that a lot if we said some shit.
I
Like,
so
tried to choke.
So, but yeah, so
Take this dove in
I
your
don't
mouth.
want you to think that we didn't get our asses kicked. Like both of us. He did dumber stuff than I did.
Way dumber.
I did some dumb stuff.
I
And
laid the groundwork.
but I never went to the woodshed because that was bad.
That was
stuff.
bad
Like
stuff.
Seth, that was really dumb.
That's death row.
But you're not as dumb as your older brother Kai.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
I would do stuff and they'd be like, compared to what he did, that wasn't that bad.
So I figured out a way, and this you guys can, everybody listening can take this to heart. I know how to get your kids to be where you never have to beat them. You just throw an absolute toddler temper, like not even a toddler, but like an absolute temper tantrum as an adult. Like I think I spanked my oldest son twice and Caden once, and I threw such an absolute shit fit, screaming, throwing. I threw a DVD player out the freaking back door, and it landed and exploded into a million pieces. Like I threw such a temper tantrum that all I had to do from that point on was look at them with that same look in my eye, and they never did shit.
You would practice.
I'm telling you, you just gotta scare the shit out of them.
Just lose
like,
your shit once.
Like absolutely lose your mind, crazy, screaming, yelling, throwing a fit, throwing a DVD player across the backyard.
You made me
watching
do
it
this.
explode into a million pieces. So and then all you have to do is like look at them and go, and they're like, okay.
I remember him.
No more
doing
spankings.
this. I remember him doing
more
this and
fits.
telling me about this one time. And
You don't have to beat your kids. You just have to intimidate the shit out of them.
took his oldest to the grocery store, and the oldest used to ask for stuff at the grocery store all the time.
Yeah.
Can I have this? We want to do that, and would throw a bit of a fit, like we throw a shit fit, not getting his way. So Seth did that and like threw a toddler tantrum, threw himself down on the floor in the freezer aisle, kicking and screaming, "Don't ask for stuff anymore! I don't like it!" Like throwing a fit. And after that,
Never
once again. And when Caden was old enough to go with Ray, right? And they're in the store, and Ray just leans over like, "Don't ask Dad for anything." And I don't know, man. That's good parenting.
So here we go. I tried this.
Come on down to Safeway and do it. I'd like to see the
So-
parents out there.
Oh,
doing
yeah,
that.
wouldn't it be awesome?
Oh, Trav, you didn't text your kid.
Yeah, so Kane goes, dude, don't tell Jamie. Da, da, da. I said, I'm not dude. He goes, never mind, sorry.
He's like, oh shit, the respect thing again.
I said, thank you. We can talk later. He goes, I should have never texted. So now he's doing the little manipulation thing.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, talk to you later. And then I just said, I thought, got to give the look. So I took a picture of myself and gave him the I'm not impressed look.
Uh-huh. What do you say?
Sorry.
Yeah, buddy. He's already learning.
Yeah, you learned it right there.
Congratulations, you did it.
So there's a text. You just take a picture of yourself, send it to him, scare the crap out of him just in the text.
He's gonna be a productive member of society moving forward.
And it's also stuff you pull out. I have a theory about the stuff you pull out of your pocket. Like if you're gonna sit down and have a talk with them, right? Face to face, table talk, right? In the kitchen.
Yeah.
You just start pulling stuff out of your pocket that's intimidating. You're
Like a dynamite?
You pull out a set of brass knuckles, or you pull out a blade and check the edge and like set it on the table.
Wow.
And like act like it's paining you to do it. Brass knuckles on the table, blade on the table,
Pistol on the table.
pull your 40 ounce,
Spin it.
slap it on the check the chamber.
Knife.
Okay,
Out of your side.
let's talk. He's gonna listen closely.
We're going to do one episode, by the way. This is going to be one episode. It's
right,
going to be a
cool.
long episode because we break it up. It's going to be too much. So, no, we're going to roll with it. But I'm picturing myself or anyone else that maybe, well, not me so much, but I'm picturing someone who may be kind of a wimp that's like, oh, I'm going to do Seth's idea. I'm just going to lose it. And they just overact the whole time. They like go outside, they grab the garden hose, so
no.
now.
You were gonna
what you have to
overact?
understand about this is I was actually that angry. Craig can like, I tell people the way it is sometimes, but I don't lose my temper. So no, like I don't lose my temper, like lose my.
You mean you don't professionally lose your temper?
Yes, I lost my temper a couple of times with the kids. Like I absolutely came unglued, and that was all it took, because they saw the fire in my eyes, and then a little. Every time they did something bad after that, I just the flame flickered in the back of my eye, and they stopped. So there's
a certain level of respect they give you from it.
I tune my temper down. I haven't lost my temper in probably 15 years, because that was.
I saw him one time. The last restaurant I was exec chef at, one of my duties was I'd go and do a shopping run for all different kinds of produce and specialty stuff Monday mornings. And it was when that big job was going on down by the casino.
Yep.
And obviously he was irritated with the way that was going.
I was
right?
an inspector, 12, 18.
He was an inspector, right? And so I'm driving and traffic because of that project was screwed. And so I'm like, I text him like, what the hell's going on? And he just like, about to find out. Oh, okay, well, I'll probably, I'm thinking I'll probably see him or something. And so slowly we creep up there. I'm in like in a big international box truck.
We had miles long backups when we built that job.
And the construction company was lagging, like the people doing the work, right? And so I glance off to the right in this parking lot, and there's my brother. He's got his, he's got his rig. He's got the puffy coat on or whatever. Got the hard hat. I think you're wearing a hard hat. Yeah. Probably. And there's a couple guys there, obviously guys who don't get dirty, right? They're not the dudes doing the work, they're the guys instructing the work. They weren't working dudes. And he was using hand gestures, I'm sure in place of swear words, because his hand, like, it looked like he was a presidential candidate, really. Yeah. And he's doing this, and I said, I texted him right then, I was like, big hands, big words. Let me know if you need to talk about it. And he texts back like half an hour later. He's like, got it handled. All right. The hands did it, man. But you could just tell he was reaming some.
I don't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I think,
I'm too old and mature for that.
We've all been there. At least I know for me, when you get handed a position where you're in charge, and you kind of learn from the person that was in charge of you when you were new. And, I did that whole thing. I did that whole, like, you idiot, you need a... That's a helper clerk at Safeway. It's a helper clerk at Safeway, buddy. Like, maybe for you it's a little different because you probably got people that are a little more...
yours is a 17-year-old that does not give a shit.
17-year-old who's like...
Honestly,
who slept...
We're talking about civil construction. There's not that much difference.
I don't know. This guy stayed up probably till 3 a.m. playing Halo and drinking Mountain Dew, and he slept for like 3 hours and then came in for his dairy manager shift and just like
some of Seth's guys.
doing this.
Right? Are we talking about the same person? Do you know Justin?
Yeah, no. So it's like, you get there and you're like, and I remember just chewing somebody out all the time. And he was the type of kid that you were kind of getting that age, like late 2000s when this was going on, like early 2000s, where I was like, start worrying about mental health more. You start hearing about like,
suicide.
Like, yeah. and also coming in and just shooting the place up. Like, you're just like all these different things where you're just like, man, I'm on this guy's number one list. I guarantee I'm on this guy's I'm the first one. If he's going to walk in, I'm it. Like, I'm the target, and then if anyone sees it, they're also getting hit. But I'm the one.
Probably still are.
Probably still am.
Not only that guy.
Yeah. I know. There's a few people out there. But,
man,
we completely hijacked your guys' show. I apologize.
This is what Garage Night is. It's sitting around drinking beers and just talking.
It's not our show.
Listening to us talk. Well, it is your show.
Oh, we want guests on the show.
Yeah, this is it.
All right.
I want to interject something here about the hostile workplace thing.
Yes.
I know that made-for-TV restaurants look like everything is a well-oiled machine, and I'm not going to blow the cover off it. Anthony Bourdain did that a long time ago. God rest his soul. But it is one of the most scary places in the world to work in a restaurant kitchen, like a functioning, like brigade style restaurant kitchen. Because
whoa. We're gonna get there. What's brigade mean?
it's like the classic French term for a kitchen where everybody has duties.
Okay, all right.
Is a brigade kitchen. So you got like the head chef, the exec chef, then you got the sous chefs, then you got, right?
Okay.
And then it's a trickle down effect to the scullery, to the dish pit. But so you're working with people that in order to do this job, you have to be a little bit unstable, right? Creative people tend to flock there, but it makes them a little unstable. And like a lot of people that get into the industry have a rap sheet of some kind, because it's a place where you can get an entry level position. Like, dude, we need a dishwasher, and he slowly becomes a prep cook, and he slowly becomes a line cook, and right? But the tendencies are still there. Right? Like, I am not lying when I say I had like a 14-inch chef knife sail past the back of my head because two dudes had a beef on opposite ends of the line. I was like a level 1 line cook at that point, and it triple flipped behind my head and stuck in the door next to the dude at the end of the line. It's like a supply closet. Thunk, and it's sitting there wobbling, and he just looks up, he's like, point taken, and just kept cooking.
Just prison.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot of degenerates. The floors are always slick. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new restaurant. In like 4 minutes from the time they open.
Is it the grease?
It's grease. It's whatever, man. There's so much stuff in the kitchen.
Everything you can think about that you've ever eaten is on that floor.
Right. Right? And like the vapor up from something.
Just there.
Yeah. Somebody spilled just a little bit of cream sauce.
Is it
Cream
like
sauce
150 degrees also?
Yeah, dude. It's slick. Everything is hot. And it's not like, we're going to turn the oven on a little 350 degrees. No, man. The ovens in restaurants, they go like 425 and up.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Everything's on full blast.
I've watched Kai reach out and grab a pan, like a cast iron skillet, with his bare hand and thought, isn't that hot? Like on a burner, been on a burner for an hour. Isn't that hot? And he'll pick it up with his bare hand and move it across and set it on the counter or whatever.
It's one of those things.
Because the calluses on his hands are like literally
crunchy. I can make noises with my hands, man. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's
good party trick. But like everything's slick, everything's hot. The floors are all slightly pitched for drainage, right? When you're cleaning up and washing stuff down. The people are unstable, right? Everything that you touch is sharp. Blades, I mean, there's sharp stuff everywhere. And a lot of people, like, in order to get prepped for your shift, they got to get something in their body that may or may not be legal to get them amped up to rock out 240 reservations for the night.
Well, okay, so that's what I'm learning right now, because both of my daughters, they work. One works for a downtown restaurant here, and she's a hostess / busser / she's not a server yet.
Right.
She's still under 18.
Right.
Then my other daughter works for Mazatlan.
Okay.
And they're like, we get no breaks. Like, we have no breaks. Like, we don't even and like my ex-wife, their mom, is like, she's in HR. She's like, well, you're allowed, like, Washington State law.
That does not apply in the restaurant industry. No, I've done like 14, 16, 18 hours on my feet nonstop.
Just no breaks.
No breaks. Because you don't have time. The people are, it's not a leisure, even though for you, sitting down at the
You're
table.
Sitting there.
Might be a nice leisurely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to sit here.
If you're the guy on the saute line and somebody orders something that's sauteed, they're not going to accept, oh, wait, this guy.
He needs a break.
Yeah, this guy's on break.
And if it's Friday night in downtown Seattle, right, at like one of the top restaurants in downtown Seattle, and everybody's getting, like, on Friday nights, we go over by Magnolia to this little spot you may have heard of, water, and we like to have the Oyster Flambe. I know it's crazy, right? They don't even have it on the menu; they just put it on there for us, right? We just tell them we want it, and you're the only guy that knows how to cook Oyster Flambe, and it's time for your break. But these $1 million, millionaires are there, and that's what they want. Your break kind of went out the door. You know what I mean? Restaurants are kind of it's kind of like a pirate ship. I mean, I've heard that term a lot, and it really is.
Well, you had PTSD in your eyes. I saw for a brief moment. I saw Vietnam helicopters going through your eyes.
Apocalypse Now.
where he said saute line. You're like, oh, like you were lost.
Right.
You were lost. You just were gone for a moment.
It's not as simple like everybody's like, oh, I'm just going to saute these vegetables.
It's so fucking hard.
It's so hard because every pan has its own. Visually, it has its own thing it's doing, right? Timing wise, the TikToks in your head, it has what it's the things that are doing. So you're looking for color, you're smelling, right? All your senses are like it's dancing all over the place. So you're smelling. Oh, that smells about right, right? The look of it, the smell of it, the feel of it. Sometimes, like you're running a spatula through it, or you're running it across the bottom of a pan, looking for how viscous a sauce is during a reduction. You're pinching veggies to see if they're. Come on, man!
That's my new term for Thursday
nights. You're feeling stuff. You're constantly touching something, and you're jumping between dry, slightly damp, cool towels and scorchingly hot pans, right? And so, I better shield that with this towel that's just slightly damp enough to give you the most minor steam burn you'd hardly even notice. Right. And a lot of those things that are on the saute line, like you're getting it started in the pan and then you're rolling it into a 500-degree oven. And you got to keep that in there. We'll do that like 4 dozen times every 20 minutes. Yeah. So you've got 6 or 8 different dishes rolling. Just, dude,
I do have a question.
I never want to do
along those lines. Yeah. So I imagine in restaurants, impatience and entitlement of people you see, but does that come back through like the server will come back and be like, hey, like that dude at the table, will they tell you that?
Sometimes if they're real bad, you're all a family, right? You say that, my restaurant family meal. Like you sit down.
Where's the woodshed in this family?
Yeah. Typically it's going to be out by the dumpster. I'm not BSing you, man. Nobody's going to catch a beating, but like about the only time anybody ever gets a break in a restaurant is like, you don't have anything buzzing through, or you've finished what's at hand and there's nothing coming through. It's going to be after the big dinner rush, right? And you're like, chef, can I go grab a smoke? And he's like, go. And you're booking, right? You go back to grab a smoke or whatever.
The 3-minute smoke?
Yeah, if that, right? You got 90 seconds. And then like if you done screwed up, that's a question you don't ask. Ooh. If you piss a chef off earlier, you're not going to be like, hey, chef, can I go grab a smoke? Because if you make the mistake of doing that, you only do it once. He'll be like, yeah, sure. Go for it. You go out there, and he's going to be out there in like 20 seconds. Sometimes it'll be a sous chef, right? Sometimes the big chief is not in the wigwam. So it'll be a sous chef, right? And he'll come back and ream you.
Away from everyone that can hear.
Right, because he wants to set you straight before you go in. And he'll tell you what other members of the team you screwed up. Like, such and such was here with that steak, and you were supposed to bring that mushroom cream sauce in, and that steak was resting for 40 seconds too long, and then you dropped the sauce on that, and it looked good, but damn it, man, work on your time. Just ream you.
So the head chef, the executive chef, like most of these guys have been at the dishwasher level. Right. So they've come up through every level of...
They've seen it all.
And and Kai's an executive chef, and he strives for perfection. And if it's not perfect, he doesn't come down on you like, this is the way I would have done it. He just comes down on you like, listen, you are at level 3 of 25 levels. You will be at a level 25 where I'm at someday. But not if you fuck up like that.
And then with that, you have to teach them. Like that's one thing I learned in chef school. One really good point. I had a instructor. His name was Karl Hutter. He was German and incredibly talented chef.
Those accents.
Worked for some really good restaurants, and he was an instructor. And he would lose his damn mind, and I mean, like throw a damn tantrum. Like it was like my brother with his kids when they were young. Just like, I can hardly believe this is happening. I'm so disgusted right now. I think I'm going to just break my knives and forge them into a spoon. Like he would just rattle this stuff off and storm around and take off his hat and crumple it up and right and like go into his office. And you're just left like, oh man, I better clean up. He's going to kick me out of school. And like 5 minutes would go by and he'd come out and he'd like look all together again, right? Crisp white apron, tall hat, mustache all brushy and stuff. And he'd be like, I'm sorry I lost my temper. Mm-hmm. Let me show you what you did wrong here. Right? And like
grab your neck and push you right against the
stove. Yes, chef. And he would coach you through a recipe or something that you're trying to learn, you know. And now do you understand why I'm so passionate about this? Yes, chef. Do it right next time. And then he would like walk off with his hands behind his back. He's incredibly tough. Just, yeah, brilliant chef. Brilliant chef.
So there's your shout out.
There's your shout out.
We're getting the shout out.
Yeah, we got to wrap.
I don't know if he's around anymore. Yeah, I haven't looked in on him. But I'll tell you one thing. He was married to one of the most attractive young women I have ever seen. That dude had to be, when he was instructing me, he was like 63, 64, and his wife was like 22. Ooh. And they had 2 kids. I have no idea. She must have been a hostess at a previous restaurant or something.
Wow.
I got a couple questions for your shout out.
Well, okay.
They're short.
Okay, we got to go.
Super stupid question and then a good one.
Okay.
Super stupid question.
No,
I'm going to ask it. Better movie, Waiting or Ratatouille?
Have you seen either?
Dude, that's a hard question. Only because technically Ratatouille didn't do anything wrong. Right?
Yeah.
But you gotta, like, all the technical stuff, the battalion kitchen or the brigade kitchen they were talking about in the first part of Ratatouille, what she's telling the dude what everybody does.
He's seen it. He's
seen it.
Right?
That's 100% correct. And like preparations they're doing, 100% correct. Like, dang, dude, that little rat can cook. Right? However, Waiting, that kind of crazy ass, that's kind of like
Bat
what
wing?
a restaurant's like. The Bat wing. I've seen some way worse than the Bat wing. Funky stuff. Oh, crazy stuff.
What's the other question?
All right, other question. Your last meal. Okay? What is it? And you can pick any other chef to make it for you.
No, I don't want to chef food.
Okay. That's.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get me emotional. Ask me. Okay, so if I could have, so it's like death row meal, right?
What's that?
Death row meal. Let's my last.
Okay,
meal.
let's say that.
Okay. I would have my Grandma Maddie's. I'd have her chicken fried elk steak, mashed taters, buttermilk biscuits, side of sweet corn.
Yes,
absolutely,
sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So when she was,
like he getting emotional too. Like,
that's like, deep with Craig.
Man.
Yeah,
that's good. Craig brings the heat. Craig said 5 words this episode,
but they were impactful.
But they were the most impactful.
Very impactful words.
Well done.
It's the silent killer.
Yeah, chicken fried elk steak, man.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
All right, let's do shout outs. By the way, Chef Kai, we're going to bring you on more. Okay, so this isn't your only episode. You know, we'll hit you up again.
All right.
Especially we're hitting the holiday seasons. Be kind of cool to kind of talk about a few things.
I get pretty busy around Christmas, man.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah, but we can talk about that prior.
All right.
We won't say it. We'll be recording these like maybe November and then releasing them down the road. But where can we find you? Promote your channel right now. Like where? Right. Yeah.
So we just launched a YouTube channel, give or take a month or so ago. What's Cooking with Chef Kai? Not cooking. What's Cooking with Chef Kai?
Like it.
So I just do demonstrative cooking on there, and I encourage everybody to buy some ingredients, follow along, pause it when you gotta, and try it out. Had a subscriber actually send me pictures of it. I've had 2 now that did the filet, so don't be scared of the filet, bro.
No.
They did the filet, the whole thing, the presentation. I can show you pictures. I was like, dude, this is exactly why I'm doing this, because we're connecting through food. They fed their people something that I like to make. So What's Cooking with Chef Kai YouTube channel. Please subscribe. And then if you want to hit me up on Instagram, it's chef_Kai_loop. And on Facebook, it's just Chef Kai. You can see what I'm cooking on the daily. So I cook for my family every day. And sometimes I'm making really fine food. Sometimes I'm making grilled cheese sandwiches. But
there's
if they're
cheese sandwiches.
actually, so I'll give you guys a little like, I don't know when this one's releasing.
Next week.
So do it really early next week. Next, I think Monday or Tuesday, we're going to drop the next video, and it's Chef Kai's Ultimate Grilled Cheese Sandwich and a homemade tomato soup.
Love it.
Kind of an homage to my grandma.
Love it. Cool. Any shout out? Was your shout out to your grandma?
Well, I mean, so I don't know how many. I mean, I could sit here for an hour and thank all these people that have been like kind of impactful in my life, but 3 come to mind, and that'd be my mama, because she's always been in my corner no matter what. We haven't talked about Berta a lot, but Mama's always in our corner. She's our greatest cheerleader. She's always there to just pick us up when we're in shambles. And so shout out to my mama. Shout out to my wife, because she understands kind of the insanity that's in my head, and she has to deal with it on the daily. And she puts up with it as much as she can, but she's also very gracious about it. And I'm grateful for that. And then last shout out would be this chucklehead over here, because
thanks.
He's my second. The one to my right. I don't know. He's my brother. If I talk too much about him, I get very emotional when I talk about my brother, because I love him so much.
So when I got married 20 years ago, Kai was my best man.
Oh, nice.
And I was Kai's best man.
Awesome.
But the caveat to that is that Kai and I never liked each other until we were like
older. You appreciate each other.
19, 20.
Yeah.
We didn't like each other at all. And then we had a moment that we connected, and there you go.
Was there a belt involved or dynamite?
No, there was a 19-year-old pregnancy on my end that kind of brought us together.
A ride home.
Yeah, I needed a ride from a long ways away, and he hooked me up. So
but I don't know.
That.
I don't shout it out. I mean, people that know me know the connection me and my brother have. But shout out to you, man.
Thanks, bro.
I love the hell.
Love it. Love you too.
Tim Noah.
Yeah. Tim Noah.
Wow, wibble, woggy, wants
Awesome. Seth, shout out.
Yeah, I got a shout out. I'm going to shout out the. Well, I'm going to follow with got to shout out Chef Kai.
Right.
And definitely check out all his things that
I'm subscribed. He said he texted me. I
absolutely,
subscribed immediately.
Absolutely, check out all the things he's got going. Have an appreciation for everything that he's done, because his motto is food is love.
Yeah.
Eat well. And he doesn't cook because he doesn't cook because he makes an extravagant living at it and he's a celebrity.
I love what I do, man.
It's not Emeril Lagasse. No. He freaking cooks because he wants people to
enjoy.
What do you do when you eat something delicious? You smile. So shout out Chef Kai.
Thanks, man.
And shout out to my great grandmother Mary, who is I'm going to spend a pretty substantial amount of time with in the next couple of weeks. 94 years old. Still kicking. Seen a lot of things in her. 94 is incredible.
Yeah.
Think about what year that is.
For sure.
Yeah. So shout out to Grandma Mary, because she's got
she's
there's a lot of knowledge there.
She's so dang nice, man.
You'll have to listen to this with her.
Absolutely. She'd love this.
Now, who is that?
Who's that one?
No, man, she's like, I'm going to interject. She's like the nicest, sweetest old lady you've ever met. Grandma, I just blew up a church and pushed it off a cliff with a bulldozer. She said, "That's nice, honey. Do you want me to make you some tea?"
That's sweet.
Like, she's so dang nice. Yeah. Wonderful. She put up with my grandpa for years and years, man. So, yeah.
Core.
Well, first, Chef Kai, thanks for coming on here and doing this.
Make me blush.
No, I think we need to do this again, because I know there's more stories and probably stuff. Just listening to this was awesome to be on this end of it. And then I will give a shout out, and Craig better get emotional and give a shout out to me, because how emotional that was. He never says stuff was about me like that. But to Aaron Mayer and Shane McNeil at Fugit Ford, they just hooked me up with a truck.
Yes, sir.
And it was super easy. Just so if you needed something, go see one of those guys.
Yeah. And you know what?
I would second that. Aaron hooked me up with my wife's Mini Cooper. Love that
nice.
car.
Awesome. And we just want to say this right now. Anytime we shout out Aaron Mayer, it's brought to you by Gamblin' Motors.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I mean, I've catered for Mrs. Gamblin.
Oh, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful parties.
Awesome. Good. We love the Gamblins. And, Aaron a little bit. Craig, what about you, buddy?
I'll just jump on and give Chef Kai a shout out. Because I
feel like a piece of shit now.
That's cool, bro.
I think that like Corey said, I mean, we set something up like this. We love having guests on, love hearing stories.
Yeah.
And we need to get you on again. We need to get some more interaction with some people, maybe set it up ahead of time. Get some more people to ask you some stuff.
Hit up Full Buddy Cast and
do it.
ask questions of Chef Kai.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now.
How do you cook this? Whatever.
Stop what you're doing right now and just set
him up.
Yes, do it.
And if they want to book you for something, they can do that through your Instagram. How do they?
Look on my. Also, there's my
website.
My website, chefkai.com. It needs updating. We're working on it. Most people, because they're so comfortable with the format, hit me up through Insta or Facebook. I direct them to email, and they let me know what's up.
Nice. So
and yeah, we'll just take it from there.
Awesome. Well, I don't feel like no one else has done this yet, but I'm gonna shout out Chef Kai. All right, hell, man. I feel like
clean sweep.
Fast friends. Just met the guy today, and I feel like I want him to cater my birthday party, but I can't do it yet. Sorry.
It's okay, man.
It's all good.
Okay,
it's all right.
But you're listening to this right now. You're invited. It's tonight.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's tonight. It's at 5:30 at the Enumclaw Golf Course, the men's club. You're invited. Just let me know. There's going to be DJing, or there's a DJ, mic check. Mic on the mic. There's going to be a food from Mazatlan, and then also please come. And if you're not going to come, that's fine. There's no problem with that.
It's understandable.
It's a $10 can't make it fee at Travis-Kenny-15. That's my Venmo. Just send that the $10 can't make it fee. So appreciate that as well. And everyone here is invited. Okay, in this room too. So anyway, next week or tonight. Thanks for listening, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Hit up Chef Kai's channel on YouTube. Go like, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Just keep doing it over and over. Share it. And then maybe we'll do some sort of Full Buddy Cast cook-off, or cookout later down the road, and then we can you can taste some of his morsels, and he can narrate it into your ear.
So pornographic when you say
I got a 22-pound brisket in my freezer that I'm dying to hit for him to cook for me. So
nice. Yeah. All right. Well, we're all going to eat that too. So thanks for inviting us over. So shout out to Seth as well.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. Have a great weekend, and take care. And yeah.
And Kai, say something in an accent.
Say something.
Say goodbye in an accent.
All right, pip pip cheerio, and have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time on the Full Buddy Cast.
Love it.